Welcome to yet another vlog of Fahudi Adventures, and today we're gonna discuss what to eat in Spain. We get a lot of questions and a lot of people message us and ask us, especially we're based in northern Spain, what to eat here, what's special, what are the tips you can give us. Okay, so one of the things that Spain kind of gets overlooked for is just food. Spain is known for the sun, which is what I'm enjoying right now, and the beach, and overall touristic places. It is famous, but it's not as famous as maybe Italy, but just as Italian food, Spanish has some really nice. The food here is really fresh. In fact, I read an article a few days ago that Galicia has some of the best cuisines in the world because of it actually even helps you with health benefits because there's plenty of seafood here, fresh seafood. Vegetables are fresh, straight from the farms. Meat, I think, is mostly organic. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the places that we eat at, the food is really fresh and you can actually taste it as you eat it. I had an experience that you can see in one of the videos up here. We went to a Pakistani restaurant, but we ate Asturian meat, we're based in Asturias right now, and it tasted really nice because the meat was juicy. It had that Asturian taste to it, so I really enjoyed it. In that sense, all the seafood, all the food we eat here is really fresh, really nice. If you are in Spain, you should try and eat at local restaurants or even restaurants that are cuisines from other countries, but they use a lot of vegetables and meat. You will really have a good time.
So another point that you have to take into account when you come to Spain is try to avoid tourist traps. So for example, people go and they go to the major cities, they go to the city center and they want to eat paella, and they go to the first place that they can see. But this is not a good option. First, you need to check Google reviews. It's very good, and you will find which one is better, in terms of quality, in terms of the price of the food. So Google reviews can help you a lot. For example, that if you are in a region like Madrid, Asturias, it's better that you try the food of that region, the typical food. Not, for example, paella is something that everyone wants to eat when tourists come to Spain. But paella is only typical from a region of Spain, which is Valencia or Comunidad Valenciana. And probably the paella that you are going to find in places like, Castilla-La Mancha is not going to be like the best. For sure, there are places that are specialized in rice and they can do a very good paella, but better try the local food that you are going to find there.
Also, back on the tourist trap, before when I used to go alone, before I started going with Thomas, I used to just go for anything that was familiar. So anything or any menu that had English, I will just go thinking that, oh my gosh, this will be a place where at least I can communicate with people. But what I realized is those things are tourist traps. They're usually in city centers, those places to eat, and they're used to having foreigners and the prices are a little bit spiked. So it's better to, yes, I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking when you don't speak the language, but just go and learning a few phrases and asking for, a restaurant where the menu is typically in Spanish.
So another point, and this is very good advice, is when you go to a restaurant, try to check if that restaurant has menú del día. Menú del día is like you have some of the dishes that you can eat. You have the first courses, the second courses, a dessert, and then you have also included the drinks and usually coffee, and the price is very good.
Also, another thing that I want to add to the menu del dia is that we went to a restaurant recently, and adding to Thomas's point, we saw a dish for 20 euros and then we saw a menu del dia for 18 euros. It's because I think they make the food in bulk, so you end up enjoying more. You have 3-course meal like Thomas said, and also you get to enjoy free drink. So always during lunch times, menu del dia is a really good option to look for. On the weekends there are higher prices, but on weekdays, because you're a tourist, you could be a tourist, or you could just want to have food outside, the prices will even be lower. So one of the things I think is a bit of a con in Spain is special dietary requirements. So lucky for us, we have been able to find out some information about it. For example, A lot of restaurants now in Spain, they have gluten-free diet, but a lot of them don't. So you have to maybe go online again on Google and check for gluten-free restaurants where there is options available. The good news is there are a lot of gluten-free restaurants. In the same way, other dietary requirements such as vegetarian, I guess is a bit of a con. I feel the vegetarian option here in Spain is not a lot unless you want to go to a special vegetarian restaurant. I think that there are not that many around in smaller cities, maybe more in bigger cities. And if you're a vegetarian and you're in a smaller city and you just want to eat Spanish cuisine, you're probably going to end up eating something like patatas bravas or something else. But I feel like being a vegetarian can be a challenge here because a lot of Spanish cuisine has meat in it. And that brings me to another point, which is halal food or kosher food. I don't personally have any experience with kosher food, but if you Google, you probably will find some in bigger cities. So there is much more halal food, which is because of a bigger Moroccan population here. So there are even halal butcheries as well. In any regular restaurant, it's pretty hard to find. So you have to go to a specialty restaurant like an Indian, Pakistani, Moroccan, or Arabic, or Lebanese restaurant to be able to find the halal option. Okay, so since Thomas is the local here, he's gonna give us some information that could be helpful. So let's start with the most important meal of the day, not the dinner, like as they say in Spain.
The breakfast.
The breakfast. So Thomas, tell us, what are the tricks to have like a cheap, good, healthy breakfast in Spain?
Yeah, for sure. Breakfast is very cheap in Spain, and usually you have like a combo. You can order the coffee, maybe some toast, or maybe with churros, and it's a price no more than 3 euros. So breakfast is super cheap in Spain. Things that you need to order when you come to Spain. So you need to try the toast with tomato. This is amazing. I think this is the most Mediterranean breakfast that you are going to find here in Spain. And you can also put something in the top, like Spanish ham, but usually the typical is only tomato and the toast. Another thing that you can have for breakfast for sure is churros. Churros are a little bit more, oily and fat, but they are nice also. You can share it with chocolate.
Okay, so if it's my first day in Spain and I'm coming to eat out here, what I would do, now that I know some things that I didn't know before, go look for something which says desayuno, and then it says the price. Usually they even give you coffee, juice, and some sandwich or toast. So look for that. They are really helpful. So look for the keyword desayuno and then the price in euros. So that's my tip for breakfast. So that was breakfast, Thomas. What about lunch?
I think in Spain the most important food of the day is not breakfast, it's lunch. So for lunch, usually the portions are super big. You have to order menú del día. So when you order menú del día, it's going to be a very heavy and a full meal. So get ready for that.
If I'm really hungry, then obviously I'll go for menú del día. I'll try to find a menú del día to eat. I will be not looking for tourist spots, even though I probably will be in a tourist spot. I will try to walk around and just be away from places where there's a lot of people who are speaking English or other languages. Try and find places where there's more local Spanish people. And finally, for dinner, I've had tortilla for dinner, and Spanish people do. For me in my life, it's a sin to have omelette at night. It has to be in the morning, but I've had it and I enjoyed it. So like Thomas said, and we said in this video, the best thing to do is if you are in the area, look for example, if you're in Asturias, look for the most famous dishes in Asturias. There probably will be cachopo or like fabada. I can't eat most of it because it's
I need to add that it's not good idea, but I can do it, to eat cachopo or fabada during the night.
Yeah,
It's not good idea at all.
It's very heavy. It's really heavy. But today we had a vegetarian cachopo, which was really delicious. So you can find vegetarian cachopo too. I don't know how if people watching it will find it authentic, but I really enjoyed it because I don't eat it because of it has pork in it, and generally I just don't eat red meat anymore, and I try and look for more and more vegetarian places. So for me, it's really, really nice. Yeah, it depends on your diet, but all in all, to sum it up, always in Spain it's a misconception, like Thomas couldn't reiterate more, doing the same. Paella is not the only thing that's Spanish or some people know tortillas as well. This is more the Spanish cuisine, and it's very, it's not like it's not uniform all across Spain. Every region of Spain, even sometimes even some smaller cities and communities have their own cuisine. It's always a good idea to Google it to find out, you know, what is the most famous cuisine of this area, and then doing a little bit of research on Google to find out where locals eat, not really tourist traps. That's it. Otherwise, enjoy your time here, eat as much as you can. The food is nice, and now the weather is going to be nice, so we hope that you found the video helpful. If you still have questions, we're more than happy to answer any questions you may have or any points we've left. We'll be more than happy to see the comments underneath. So what else they need to do, Thomas?
Oh, so if you like the video, the only thing that you have to do is like and subscribe. That will help us a lot, and we will be very happy to make more videos for you.
Yay! Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye!